this right. Let's get things right. Let's get things going correctly. The best way we know how. Ceremonial Sage, I was actually recommended by someone else who goes live. Someone who does a spiritual live. You know, they do like tarot readings, and I kind of just explained to them that I just got off going on live, and then I was tuning in with their live. And her advice was, because anybody could be watching, so be sure that you sage and smudge. So that's what I'm doing here. But we are going to apply this same logic, that same reasoning. Ooh, hot. To this ceremonial Beyblade announcement here. I put a lot of work into this. All I have to do now is just let it rip. So for those that are just tuning in to the actual, playback of this, you'll be seeing all this live. It'll make sense as it all plays out. Oh, it's hot. Alrighty. Yep. There we go. Smudging the space, saging the space out, but also just a ceremonial burn. Get things going. Window open, all that. I needed to. So that's what I was saying on the last one. I was actually trying to get, before we actually announced this stuff. Hopefully people get in. It's a weird time. I'm on the 10:44 Pacific, so a lot of people are more or less sleeping in the East Coast too. So we'll see who chimes in from around the world. That's also the plus of this. But yeah, man. Keep the important things important. Originally, I was going to find an ashtray. I wanted, to smoke things and burn things properly, so I needed an ashtray. Went to the wrong type of store. Should have just went to a smoke shop, honestly. But here we are, man. I'm using what I got. You know, is what I have for now. Still burning a bit. Still burning a bit. But yeah, man. We'll keep it simple. We'll keep it real simple. You know, basically, what's going on is that, let me do the quick math. There's 36 Beyblades, so we have 36 Beyblades, and that would be divided into tournaments of 4. So as you can imagine, 36 divided by 4, you have 9 separate tournament groups. So for those that are wondering, 36 divided by 4, excuse me, 4 goes in 36 9 times, so you have 9 groups. Groups A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So they'll be recognized as letters. 9 groups recognized as group A through I. Now, of those 36 blades, there are 16 coaches. The 16 coaches, of the 16 coaches, there are 4 of them that have 3 Beyblades under their tutelage, if you will. So again, 3 times 4, that's 12. The remainder there is 24. That means the remaining 8 coaches, the remaining 12 blades, each have 2. Am I doing the math right? So 16, 4. Yes, 4 of them have 3. 4 times 3, that's 12 blades eliminated from that. And then the remaining 12 blades each have 2. So 2 times 12, 24. Now on top of that, again, we have 36 Beyblades. There are 6 promoters. 36 divided by 6, that means 6 promoters each have 6. So everything is more or less fair game. What ended up happening is that some of these blades, and again, I'm here, my hands are here, will be announced soon. With these blades, they've been assigned a promoter, or promoter as, they've assigned themselves. That's part of the storyline. So just bear with me here. Those promoters will be announced. Their promotions will be announced. The respective cities of those coaches will be announced. The blades will be announced with those, and then we'll announce the groups later. So let's keep it simple here. Let's keep it simple. And then we'll go live with these when the groups start piling on. See, like I said, I've messed up. I've dropped ashes on my towel already. All right. Make sure everything's in order. Gotta get my space in order. All right. First and foremost, let's get our promotional companies together. Before that, we had a recent tournament, a recent live. Black Phoenix Feather pretty much bursted so many times that we had an injury report. And so further notice, Phoenix Feather has opted into retirement. They themselves, as a blade, is still healthy, but Phoenix Feather has opted out into retirement. So, part of the burning of the sage is also for Phoenix Feather. Obviously, this is not a rest in peace. It's more of a farewell to this opponent. They're looking forward, they would have easily participated in this tournament. They're looking forward to the next one. So, again, God forbid if any injuries happen to any of these other contestants, Phoenix Feather will be opting in, but also behind a line of other contestants that are willing to opt in at any point. But for now, this 36 Beyblade tournament brought to you by Phoenix Feather. Also, some of our promotions here. Introducing our first promotion company. Let's cover up that ash. Our first promotional company ran by the CEO Noctowl. Nightshade Promotions and Management. Again, Nightshade Promotions and Management. Let's get this right. CDE. I get all the right people that are underneath. Oh, shoot, sorry. Okay, here we go. We'll get into the specifics later. These are the contestants that are under Noctowl's Nightshade Promotions and Management. Night Lance, excuse me. Yellow Night Lance, 980 Orb. Wise Tiger, 270 Low Flat. Orange Wizard Arrow, 380 Cyclone. Yellow Wizard Arrow, 080 Low Flat. Green Shark Edge, 380 Gear Flat. And Orange Dran Dagger, 380 Cyclone. These are your fighters and contestants under Noctowl's Nightshade Promotions and Management. Looking over here at the sheet, we see a favorability to the flat bits. 5 out of 6 are 80s. We have a 480, 380, 080, 2 380s. Actually, 3 380s. Looking at the sheet here. The 2 Wizard Arrows, really interesting. And truth be told, to those that are watching us, just like, yeah, I used a randomizer. I selected the parts we had. I inputted the names. I inputted the names of the specific ratchets, the bits. 36 bits, 36 ratchets, and 36 blades. You can imagine how much arrow spinning I had to do just to make sure things were randomized. But on to the storyline. Noctowl's Nightshade Promotions and Management. Here are your contestants, proudly represented by Noctowl, our first promoter. Let's move on. Excuse me as we work on the logistics here. Noctowl, thank you for your time. Our next promoter, introducing Empoleon. Empoleon representing their company, CEO of Metal Claw Promotions. Again, Empoleon representing Metal Claw Promotions, the name of their company, CEO of Metal Claw Promotions. Let's prepare their contestants, the fighters that they promote. Missing one. No, missing two. Yeah, sorry, I'm missing two. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I think I found it. Oh, they're the same. Okay, interesting. Sorry. Cheat sheet is messed up. All right, here we go. Your contestants, represented under Metal Claw Promotions, CEO Empoleon. These 6 here. Fighters and contestants represented under Metal Claw Promotions by the CEO Empoleon. Unicorn Sting, specifically Pink Unicorn Sting, 380 flat. Blue Dronzer, classic, 980 taper. Blue Viper Tail, 580 flat. Red Hell Scythe, 360 taper. Green Hell Scythe, 360 taper as well. Megatron, 380 gear ball. Again, looking at our sheets, based on the ratchets that were, used for this, a lot of 80s. That'll be a common thing. A lot of 80s were used for this tournament. 60s were more rare, 70s as well. We see that under Metal Claw Promotions, the taper bit seems to be favored. I see a common occurrence, 2 360s, 2 360 tapers on both hell sites. Very interesting. They seem to be also in different tournament brackets, tournament groups, if you will. Look here at the 80s. Yes, 4 out of 6. Nothing uncommon there. 4 3s as well. 2 380s and 2 360s. 2 of the 360s on both of the hell sites. The other ones are on Unicorn Sting. The 380s, excuse me, are on Unicorn Sting and Megatron. Drones are on 980, Viper Tail on 580. An interesting setup by this promotional company. Metal Claw Promotions favoring the taper bit. 3 tapers. Both hell sites having taper and Dronzer as well. The 980 is going to be interesting. Sets of Dronzer a little taller. We'll see what goes with that. We'll see what happens. Again, these tournaments will end up happening sometime throughout this month, maybe next month. We'll see how they play out. But for now, announcing Metal Claw Promotions, the contestants and fighters represented by them. Let's carry on. Thank you, Empoleon, for representing your company, Metal Claw Promotions. Next up, get you sideways, get you a good shot in the camera. Need to make sure things are centered. Forgive me for these. I'll make sure things are centered. I wasn't checking my camera. That's on me. Scolipede, our next promoter, our next CEO promoter. running Steamroller Promotions and Advertisements. Scolipede, CEO of Steamroller Promotions and Advertisements. Let's introduce these contestants and fighters underneath Steamroller. All right. Here they are on the way. Your boy, we are announcing the tournament. So let me explain this to you. This tournament is 36 Beyblades, 9 different groups. So that's 9 groups of 4 Beyblades. Each Beyblade is represented by a coach and a promotional company. So we had just announced Noctowl. Noctowl here, CEO of Nightshade Promotions and Management. And Polion here, part of Metal Claw Promotions. And now we are on Scolipede's promotional company. Scolipede. Each Pokemon is pretty much in charge of 6 Beyblades, part of the promotional company. Each coach is managing 2, if not 3 fighters. And we will announce their respective cities. Let's get into Steamroller. Scolipede's company, Steamroller Promotions and Advertisements. Here we go. Make sure I get everything in the shot this time. I don't know if I got it last time. Forgive me for that, anyone playing back the live. Get this all in the shot. Ooh, messed that up. Yes, your boy. Thank you for showing up. Scolipede Steamroller Promotions and Advertisements. Contestants and fighters in this include Blue Phoenix Wing on 960 Unite, Green Yelkong 470 Point, White Wyverngale 360 Needle. There you go. Shark Edge 480 Orb, Drawn Sword. Purple Shark Edge 480 Orb, Blue Drawn Sword 580 Dot. Finally, Sphinx Cowl, White Sphinx Cowl on a 470 ball. These are your fighters and contestants represented by Scolipede Steamroller Promotions and Advertisements. Check the sheet here. Seems to have a good variation. This is the first time we've seen a promotional company with a good variation of bits. We have Unite, Point, Needle, Orb, Dot, and Ball. Seems that everything is represented here. Let's see if there's any common occurrences. We seem to have 2 470s. That's very interesting. Sphinx Cowl and Yell Kong are both on 470. Shark Edge is on a 480. That's another 4. Let me see if this is correct. If I'm reading this correctly. Phoenix Wing is on a 960. I'm reading that wrong. Okay. That's a 9, not a 4. This is a very good variation here. I like the odds of this. Phoenix Wing might be a favorite. The 960 Unite is a pretty good run, but again, there's a lot of other contestants it might run into. It just depends on who's in their bracket. We'll get into those brackets and there's a tournament set up soon. But for now, thank you to our contestants and fighters revealing themselves, represented by Scolipede Steamroller Promotions and Advertisements. Look forward to seeing you guys represented and fighting in this tournament. These upcoming tournaments, 9 tournaments here. Thank you. Thank you, Scolipede, for being here. Next up, next promoter, Camerupt. Camerupt, CEO of Magma Promotions. Magma Promotions, represented by these 6 fighters, 6 contestants. There we go. Ooh. All right, here they come. Representing Magma Promotions under CEO Camera Up. Let's see. There we are. We're reconnected. Sorry, excuse me for that. That's strange. Whenever a plane goes overhead, I lose connection. That was strange. That's really strange. Let's pick that up right where we left off. Yellow Terra's Wing 580 Needle. Leon Claw. There's 2 actually that we have represented here. I believe I announced. Did I announce the other one? Let's see. 1 second. Not yet. So we'll call this one Dark Leon Claw 380 point. I hope not. I hope Team Rocket did not. I would hope not. Dark Leon Claw 380 point. Blue Night Shield 380 ball. Team Rocket, you had your time. Giovanni is he's gone. He dismantled it. It ended with him. Please don't bring it back. They had a good team though. CEO Camera Up, Magma Promotions, representing these contestants here. Let's see the common occurrences. Let's check our sheet. There seems to be 3 380s. Both the Drawn Dagger, Dark Leon Claw, and Blue Night Shield all have 380s. There's a good mix here. There are 2 balls. Pause. Terra's Wing, the orange one, and Blue Night Shield are ran on a ball. Strangely enough, Rhino Horn is on a 360 gear ball. The oddballs in this group might be Terra's Wing, the orange one, with a 480 ratchet on ball, and Leon Claw, Dark Leon Claw, on a 380 point. Interesting setup. Ball and gear ball seem to be the common thing here. 3 380s, Camera Up representing Magma Promotions. These are your contestants represented under Magma Promotions. Thank you all for your time. Let's move on to the next one. Oh. Yeah, that was weird. I lost connection. That was strange. Again, like when I get these planes overhead, it just kind of goes out. It's a little weird, to be honest. Thank you, Camera Up, for representing Magma Promotions and bringing your fighters here. 2 more promotions, and then we will get into the coaches. Maybe we'll announce the groups too. Let's see if we have time. I did buy a new charger, longer charger, so we'll see how this goes. Bam. The Viper, CEO of Poison Fang Promotions and Distribution. Poison Fang Promotions and Distribution CEO, the Viper. Let's see your fighters, your contestants. Interesting group, actually. Jeez, seeing them laid out like this. E, E, F, G. Really interesting. Okay. Poison Fang Promotions and Distribution Contestants, just your boy. Thank you for being here again. Starting with Dreiger 380 gear flat. Red Hell's Hammer 270 a cell. Dracio 460 hexa. Light Leon Claw 380 spike. Get in there. Red Wyvern Gale hiding in the back. Oh, there it is. It's in the shot. 380 Quake. Excuse me. Red Wyvern Gale 360 Quake. Blue Shinobi Shadow 480 flat. These are your contestants represented by CEO Vipers, Poison Fang Promotions and Distribution. Let's check our sheet here. What do we have? We see two 380s. Everything else is actually strange. A 270 in there, a 480. One 360 with the Quake. 360 might save the Quake for Wyvern Gale. 460 Hexa on Dracio. Very interesting combo. Hell's Hammer on the 270 is cell. Not the fan of it, but I am a fan of Hell's Hammer. Dragger on a 380 gear flat. Interesting. Shinobi Shadow was part of our demo tournament that we had a couple of days ago. Part of the reasons why Phoenix Feather is having a Ceremonial Sage retirement announcement as well today. This is a very interesting batch. I'm not sure if the variation is something I would bet on, but Drace Hill on a 460 Hexa, those attack points are interesting. Stamina's a thing there. Wyvern Gale on 360 Quake, there's no telling what may or may not happen. I'm not sure if it packs enough power for that, but 360 might help. Shinobi Shadow on 480 gives it some height, but on flat, not really seeing it putting the attack it needs to have. I don't know. But again, we will see when these tournaments play out. Thank you to our contestants. Let's carry on. The Viper, CEO of Poison Fang Promotions and Distribution, thank you for your time. Thank you for introducing us to your fighters. On to our last and final, last but not least, final promoter. CEO Victory Bell. CEO of Leaf Stone Promotions. Victory Bell is CEO of Leaf Stone Promotions. Let us be introduced to your fighters, your contestants in this upcoming tournament. Oh, excuse me. Need to go backwards. There we go. I see it. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. The contestants representing or represented under Leaf Stone Promotions. Starting with Red Phoenix Feather, 480 gear needle. Purple Night Shield, 380 needle. Blue Hell's Chain, 180 gear ball. Black Sphinx Cowl, 480 flat. Tusk Mammoth, 380 taper. Crimson Garuda, 460 low flat. These are your contestants represented under Victory Bell's Leaf Stone Promotions. Checking my sheet here. We have 3 4 ratchets. 2 of them are 480s and 1 is 460. The 2 480s are Phoenix Feather and Sphinx Cowl. Crimson Gerudo on a 460 seems to be a little more balanced. I don't know if I like those attack points on a Crimson Gerudo, but hey, there's no telling. Pretty good mix here. 2 flats. Sphinx Cowl ran on a flat, Crimson Gerudo as well. Phoenix Feather on a gear needle, Night Shield on a needle. 2 different looking bits, obviously. Hell's Chain on a 180 gear ball is interesting. We will see how that performs. Let's see. Let's just wait and see. All these are 80s except for a Crimson Gerudo. Crimson Gerudo's at 460. These are all 80s. 380s, 380, 480, 180. Yeah, they're all 2 380s. The 2 380s are Night Shield on a 380 needle, Tusk Mammoth on 380 taper. Interesting setup. There's no telling what this promotional company was going for, what they favor. It's a good mix. It's a good mix. We've had the first one, Knock Towels, had all mainly a lot of flats, gear flats, low flats. 3 380s in that one. Napoleon had 3 tapers, which is really interesting. Interesting here. Again, these are your contestants represented under CEO Victory Bell's Leaf Stone Promotions. Our 6 promoters will take the stage now. Thank you for your time, contestants. Here we go. Have the 6 return to stage. It's basically a press day. We will get these tournaments rolling soon. From right to left, Knock Towel of Nightshade Promotions and Management. Empoleon of Metal Claw Promotions. Scalopede, Steamroller Promotions and Advertisements. Camerup, Magma Promotions. The Viper, Poison Fang Promotions and Distribution. And Victory Bell of Leafstone Promotions. These are our 6 promoters with a fair amount of 6 fighters, 6 contestants in this 36 Beyblade tournament. We thank you for your time. We thank you for your money. Thank you for promoting into this event. Hopefully this one will go good and we'll get a new stadium thanks to you guys. Let's carry on. Now on to the coaches. Like I said, we had 16 coaches here. 4 of them have 3 contestants and fighters under their camps in their respective cities. We will start from the top with the ones that have 3 and then work down to the ones that have 2. Or should we reverse it? Let's reverse it. Why not? Starting with Pharaoh. First coach, Pharaoh. Training out of Viridian City. Again, we'll see a lot of repeats of these contestants, but now we will get to see which contestants are under which coach. The promotional companies are one thing. That'll be The promotional companies are one thing, but we also get to see who they're actually coached under. Let me check my notes real quick. That's 1, 5. Okay. FG. Under Pharaoh of Viridian City. Thank you, Phoenix Feather, for your time. Let's move Pharaoh to the front. Training under Pharaoh in Viridian City. Jeez, this is like messed up. Here we go. You're trying to get this right in the shot. Black Sphinx Cowl, 480 flat. Green Hell Scythe, 360 taper. These are the contestants training under Pharaoh in Viridian City. Thank you for your time. On to our next coach. Coaching out of Mauville City. Got some ash right here. Jeez. Might have to reburn this. Clay Doll, our next coach. They coach. Oh, let me see the notes. Yes, here we go. Training out of Mauville City. Coach Clay Doll training. Orange Wizard Arrow, 380 Cyclone. Tusk Mammoth, 380 Taper. Interesting here. This gym seems to favor the 380. Obviously, the Cyclone and Taper is an interesting setup. I wonder what they were working on this Cyclone thing. The Taper for Tusk Mammoth is obviously favorable. So that works. We'll see what this team does representing Mauville City. I will say that there are a few teams. Excuse me, there are a few cities that are represented more than once. So we'll get into that in a second. By some of these coaches. Yeah, let's move on. Play it all. Thank you for your time. Next coach, Nido Queen representing Viridian City as well. Another gym in Viridian City. We have another one. Let's see your fighters you're training. Training under Nido Queen in Viridian City. Blue Hell's Chain, 180 gear ball. Megatron, 380 gear ball. This might be the first time we've seen a coach favor the gear ball. Gear ball as their bit. Interesting setup here. Also, for those watching, I did have a randomized spinner having to input 36 blades, 36 ratchets, and 36 bits that I own, having to randomize them, and that's how these blades, ratchets, and bits were selected. In a particular order, not really a particular order, but they were randomized. First four to be randomized on each one were selected, and that's the way things played out, as well as as well as allocating the coaches and promotional companies. But again, let's carry on with the storyline. Nido Queen seems to be favoring this gear ball bit as part of their training. Really interesting setup. The second coach that's been announced of Viridian City. There seems to be a third. We'll get into that later. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Really interesting. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you, Nido Queen. Yes, yeah. I really went through everything I had, and I was like, let me randomize all this and see what happens. Like, for example, that 180 gear ball is, I don't know. Hell's Chain on a 180 gear ball. I like the Hell's Chain. I like 180. I don't know if I would ever mix them, to be honest. But hey, you never know. Also, whatever ends up happening in their 4 Beyblade group, because like there's like 9 groups of 4. Whatever ends up happening, and again, it's a round robin tournament. You know what I mean? Best of 3 out of 7 points. Like, there's a lot of things that'll happen. I need to also record their records as we go along. They'll be ranked as we go. It'll be crazy. But yeah, moving on to our next coach, Hitmontop representing Mount Mortar. Hitmontop representing Mount Mortar. Not sure. I wonder what the translation was. Anyway, oh, there's 2. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Here we go. Training under Hitmontop's gym in Mount Mortar, Yale Kong, 470 point. Dark Leon Claw, 380 point. Again, another coach that seems to be favoring a specific bit, which is point. The different ratchets are throwing me off a little bit. The 470 and the 380 choices are interesting. Hitmontop deciding 480. Hitmontop has two legs and one tail that spin when they use that one move. I forget what it's called. Um, the 380 makes more sense with Hitmontop, but who knows? 470 setup is really interesting on Yale Kong. Seems like it might get countered a lot, even attacked a lot. 470 gives it a little height. Who knows? It can scoop it up, especially on the ridge there. Dark Leon Claw on a 380 point. Interesting setup there. We'll see what Hitmontop does with that. But they seem to, again, it's really strange how the randomizer chose 380 point, 470 point, and Hitmontop has a point. That's really weird, but it's funny how it works out. Literally two Beyblades with point on Hitmontop. Representing Mount Mortar, Hitmontop, thank you for your time. Fighters, good luck on the upcoming tournaments. Thank you all for your time. Let's move on. The next coach. Let's keep it rolling. Representing New Vemetown, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, New Vemetown. One of our youngest, or maybe just most youthful looking coaches, Oshawott. Their two fighters are, here we go, Oshawott's two fighters training in Novembertown. Orange Hell's Hammer, 270 SL. White Sphinx Cowl, 470 ball. Really interesting. This is the first time that, obviously, the only common thing here is the 70, but that doesn't seem to matter. There's a 270, which is always an odd ratchet. Always odd ratchet to use, especially with a Hell's Hammer. We'll see how that fares in this tournament. Sphinx Cowl on a 470 ball. Seems like we're going for stamina and defense on that. Strange. It seems like it's more up Oshawott's alley, especially with that shell armor or whatever it's called, that ability that they use. So that works out. That seems to be interesting setup. We'll see how well these coaches perform. More importantly, these blades. But yeah, contestants and coach, thank you for your time. Again, Oshawott and their fighters representing New Vemetown, training out of New Vemetown. Oh, almost misplaced it. All right. Thank you for your time. Next coach, Scyther, representing Fuchsia City. Scyther representing Fuchsia City. Your fighters are D, E, F, G. Love the colors. Here we go. Two fighters represented by Scyther, representing Fuchsia City. You know what? No coincidence here either. Representing Fuchsia City, purple Night Shield, 380 needle, and purple Shark Edge, 480 orb. Interesting how that turned out that way. There doesn't seem to be a common occurrence here. Just the height of the 80. Night Shield being more defensive, Shark Edge. I'm losing my words here. Being a more volatile attack type, but on orb gives it a bit more stamina, I guess you would say. Night Shield on needle. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it. I feel like it might get knocked around a bit, but we'll see how the strategy works. The height, prone to get burst. It's interesting because I can imagine these two as sparring partners, Shark Edge bursting Night Shield. I wonder what Night Shield teaches Shark Edge. Maybe just something about stamina. Who knows? This is an interesting setup. Scyther. Yeah, we'll see what Scyther does with this. Scyther representing Fuchsia City. That is the only time Fuchsia City seems to be represented. Excuse me, there is a second coach here. I'm looking at the notes here. There is a second coach here representing Fuchsia City. Funny. It seems like there is a rival there. There is some rival cities here. I will say Viridian City has 3 coaches. Fuchsia City seems to have 2. And we're going to get into another repeat soon enough. Actually, there's a couple of them. Let's get into it. Thank you, contestants and coach, for your time. Let's move on to the next one. Thank you, Scyther. Here we go. Representing Nuvema Town again seems to be Oshawott brother, Duwat. Their contestants are. Oh, this is funny. See, I didn't. Yeah, anyway. That's funny. Uh, Blue Drandaggr, 380 Gear Point, and Orange Drandaggr, 380 Cyclone. Obviously, the common occurrence here is the two Drandaggers. Not sure if they're related. Seem to be training under the same coach in Nuvema Town. They're both ran on 380. The only thing separating them is the gear point for blue and Cyclone on orange. That's really interesting. A Cyclone for a Drandaggr seems to work, if I'm being honest. Gear point is sort of a safe bet. I don't know if I would use it, to be honest. I might trust a rush more, but it seems like no rushes were put into the raffle or the randomizer, I guess you would say, for this tournament. But yeah, really interesting. Duwat representing Nuvema Town, coaching two Drandaggers on a 380. The separation is Gear Point and Cyclone. Really interesting setup. Duwat, contestants, fighters, thank you for your time. Let's keep it moving. There we go. Duwat, thank you. Our next coach, representing Little Root Town, Combuskin. Combuskin's fighters are. There's a theme here. Again, I can't make this up. I really can't make this up. A bunch of birds. Coach Combuskin of Little Root Town. Training Dronzer 980 taper. Crimson Garuda 460 low flat. I can't make this up. Like I really just spun the wheel and this is really how things played out. Obviously, the first night I did the blades, ratchet, and bits. Really funny how that randomized. And then I just assigned, again, same thing, spinning the wheel, and it assigned them coaches and it assigned them promoters. Hold on, let me check this real quick. I need to check my notes. I need to know who the promoters are because they might have separate promoters. This is kind of funny. So let's see real quick. Okay. Funny. Hold on, let me check the other one. All right, just real quick, just for fun. Dronzer is represented by Empoleon. That's another bird, I guess you'd say. It's like a steel penguin. And Crimson Garuda is represented by Victory Bell. There's really no relation there, I guess. But yeah, funny. Let's see our common occurrences here. Dronzer on a 980 taper, really strange, gives us some height, a little more attack, but I don't think it'll last long. Those hits will really mess it up. Crimson Garuda on a 460 low flat. That might work. I'll be honest with you. It might work. I'm not a fan of the fours, but the fours are represented heavily in this tournament. It gives way for more contact, and even the 480s are going to give way for some birds. There's a lot of 80s, obviously. All I had were 80s to spare. But yeah, hey, representing Little Root Town, this bird gang right here, represented by Coach Combuskin. Thank you, contestants and fighters, for your time. Let's move on. Our next coach, second one representing Mauville City, Swallowed. Second coach representing Mauville City. Your two fighters are, excuse me. Can you read this right now? Hold on. Is that right? Am I looking at this correctly? There we go. Make sure I'm looking at Draco correctly. Excuse me. Red Phoenix Feather on a 480 gear needle. Draco on a 460 hexa. Training under Swallowed in Mauville City. Common occurrence here is the 4. Difference is 80 on Phoenix, 60 on Draco. Gear needle on Phoenix Feather. Really interesting setup. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. I think it works better than regular needle, regular high needle. Hexa on Draciel seems befitting. Um, the stock dot is a little more preferable, but Hexa with Draciel seems to work. I mean, Draciel's always been a defensive blade, but it is a different generation. So we'll see how that works and plays out. Swallet is a very stockpile type of coach, you know, stockpile, swallow and spit up kind of a coach. Pause. Yeah. So we'll see. That is the second coach representing Mobville City. Again, coach, contestants, fighters, thank you for your time. Let's move on. Our next coach, representing from Mount Moon, Arbok. Training under Arbok. These two, hold on, what is this? Malachi, that's right? Yes. These two blades, really interesting. I like how these blades specifically are training under Mount Moon. I don't know why it seems cool to me. Driger on a 380 gear flat, blue Shinobi Shadow on a 480 flat. Probably like, Arbok's always been cool to me. This seems like a very stylish coach with stylish blades representing this gym in Mount Moon of all places. Right off of Route 3, if you remember correctly, I believe it's 1, 2, 3, or Route 4. Was it Route 3 or 4? I believe it's Route 3. Right after Pure City. Driger and Blue Shinobi Shadow. If anyone should be over there, it probably is these two in Mount Moon of all places. 380 gear flat on Driger. Really interesting gear flat. It might work. It might work. I wouldn't want to doubt it, but it might work. Shinobi Shadow on a 480 flat. I agree with the flat, the 480. Again, contact points. It's kind of, again, bad luck of the draw, but we'll see how this works. Shinobi Shadow did really well in the last exhibition tournament. Driger representing now for this one. This is not the Driger that I opened up. It's the first one that I opened up, not the second one, which was a gift. This is the other one. Nonetheless, coach, fighters, and contestant, thank you for your time. Let's keep this moving. Next coach representing from Lake Valor, Azelf. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Your fighters are, funny. I see that right? A, B, C, E, F. Yep. Azelf representing with Orange Terrorswing 480 Ball, Red Wyverngale 360 Quake. Red Wyverngale was in our last exhibition tournament, did really well, or I got to check the notes. I don't think it did. Matter of fact, let me turn this page. One page, not two. Wyverngale did not do good. They were 7th. Never mind. Yes. Red Wyverngale represented the last tournament. Let's see if this setup is better. Ran on a 360 Quake. I agree with the 360. Can never go wrong with 360. Quake, very funny. We'll see how that plays out. Tears wing on a 480 ball. Somewhat agreeable. No one's going to deny the ball bit. 480 is always a strange contact point, kind of a ratchet. But again, never say never. You don't want to doubt your setups. This is the luck of the draw. As Zelf, training these two contestants and fighters out of Lake Valor. Coach and contestants, thank you for your time. Let's keep this moving. On we go. Azelf, thank you for your time. Next coach, third coach to represent Viridian City, Pidgeot. Pidgeot's two fighters are interesting colors. And the theme of Viridian, the two fighters representing from Viridian City. I say it's more yellow, but yellow Night Lance, 480 Orb, green Shark Edge, 380 Gear Flat. I didn't really mention this earlier, but Shark Edge on a 380 gear flat might be a little underrated. There's no telling what will happen in those first 5 seconds. First 4 to 5 seconds is all you really need. From the moment of launch and letting it rip and landing, and all you need is one extreme at the right time. But again, the timing is everything. Knight lands on a 480 orb, gives it a bit more stamina. It's already defensive. Let's see how that plays out. There's no really there's nothing particular here that seems to speak out to what Pidgeot is favoring in their training. I could imagine the critical hits from Shark Edge is being taught. Obviously, maybe the mirror move from Night Lance on a 480 orb is just trying to make it last. But we'll see how all this plays out. Again, coach, contestants, and fighters, thank you for your time. Let's move on. I hate to be the guy that's saying that I save this for last, but again, these last four coaches that are being introduced are the ones that have 3 fighters under them. We'll see if there's any common occurrences here, if there's anything interesting that we can look into. Um, Again, another word of note is that, and you know, I don't know how else to say this, but it's been said before that out of these 36 blades, whoever ranks towards the bottom more than likely will leave their coach, and more than likely will be dropped from their promotional companies. So a lot of promotional companies will end up being great winners and great losers. We'll see who loses fighters. We'll see who wants to leave, who wants to stay or not. Um, but this is a very important rotation of fighters. We also don't know who will be injured. We don't know who will have early retirement like Phoenix Feather. Phoenix Feather is actually having an indefinite retirement. Not sure if that's the right verbiage, but they may or may not come back. They may or may not return. Um, Now they're blaming the 270 ratchet on Needle. Fair enough. Fair enough. So Phoenix Feather may come back to the next tournaments in the future. That is if other contestants don't participate before them. But again, let's carry on. Next coach, representing Azalea Town, Area Dose. 3 fighters are interesting. 3 fighters training out of Azalea Town under Area Dose. Let's get that right. Get in there. All right. Blue Phoenix Wing 960 Unite. Probably the most favored fighter in this tournament so far, based off the simple setup. Light Leon Claw on a 380 spike. Leon Claw was in the last exhibition tournament. Blue Night Shield on 380 ball. Obviously, the common occurrence here is the 380. Both Leon Claw and Night Shield have. The spike and the ball are obviously somewhat opposites of each other, for being honest. And Phoenix Wing on the 960 Unite is the chosen one for this tournament. The fact that Area Dose is represented by 3 fighters might up their chances to recruit more fighters that seem to get to the bottom of the tournament. But that's not to say that Night Shield or Leon Claw may not get there. Phoenix Wing is known to be one of the best in this tournament. We'll see how they fare against the Shark Edges, even the Drown Swords that are participating. Let's see what else we have in here. Let me check these notes again. Hey, Megatron, Tusk Mammoth. A lot of people can upset them. There's no telling. Again, these setups, you'll never know. Again, these 3 fighters fighting and representing Coach Ariados out of Azalea Town. Thank you for your time. Let's keep it moving. Ariados, thank you for your time. We've announced Scyther out of Fuchsia City, the next coach representing Fuchsia City, the rival coach in that area, with 3 fighters. Pincer, of all people. Pincer's 3 fighters. Let's see who they have. Oh, Interesting. I like this setup. It fits Pincer. Representing Fuchsia City under Coach Pincer, blue Viper Tail, 580 flat. White Wyverngale, 360 needle. Drawn sword on a 580 dot. Drawn sword on a 580 dot, I think is going to be an underrated person in this tournament. But again, there's no telling what will happen. There's no telling about these matchups either, how the points play out. But a common occurrence in this coaching style seems to be the 580 ratchet. The bits are different from flat, needle, and dot in that order from left to right. Um, yeah, really interesting. I think personality-wise and fight-wise, they do fit Pincer a bit. Good balance of offense and defense going on here. Yeah, really good attack and defense over here going on. I'm not sure about the extreme finishes. Drawn Sword is probably known for that more so, but the other two, I put my money on Vipertail more than Wyverngale, but that's me. Even then, I wouldn't know. But hey, um, contestants and fighters, coach, thank you for your time. Let's keep this moving. Pincer, thank you for your time. Our third coach with 3 fighters. The other, oh, hold on, wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm reading these right. Excuse me. Representing Twin Leaf Town, Monferno. Monferno, let's see your fighters. Interesting. Monferno's fighters here. Rhino Horn, 360 gear ball. Red Hell Scythe, 360 taper. Terra's Wing, 580 needle. See, our common occurrence here is the ratchet of 360. We have a good balance of a gear ball on Rhino Horn, taper on Hell Scythe. I like those two setups already. Needle on Terra's Wing, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. The 580 seems to make it a little worse, but hey, man, there's no telling. There's really no telling. Always been a fan of Hell Scythe. Feel like I should use it more in my deck, but maybe I should use the painted one. I don't know. I don't want to mess up the painted one either. 360 seems to be the common occurrence here. These 3 fighters training under Monferno, Coach Monferno in Twin Leaf Town. Contestants and fighters, thank you for your time. Coach as well. Let's keep this moving. Oh, almost messed that up. There we go. Our last and Monferno, excuse me. Thank you for your time. Our last and final coach. Training out of Cinnabar Island. Kaboo Tops. Introduce to your fighters. Kaboo Tops fighters training out of Cinnabar Island. On the island, the fighters coached under Kaboo Tops. Pink Unicorn Sting 380 flat. Wise Tiger 270 low flat. Yellow Wizard Arrow 080 low flat. Obviously, the common occurrence here is the flats. 2 differences is the 2 flats opposed to the 1 flat. These are really low crouching fighters here. They're going to get down and wrestle. Wizard Arrow getting low is really interesting. Wise Tiger, never doubt the Tiger. You never know. But 270 low flat is a really interesting ratchet and bit setup. Not sure if I'm the biggest fan of it, but there's no telling. Again, these tournaments, anything can happen. Unicorn Sting, one of my favorites, was gifted a red Unicorn Sting by Dark Fabled. Always shout out Dark Fabled. 380 flat, giving it that height, but the flat is great, but the height, I don't know. It's going to be a little prone to burst. I'm not too happy about that. But hey, Like I said, this can play out any kind of way. So never doubt these setups. Also, never doubt the matchups between these fighters. Excuse me, Phoenix Feather fell over. Put you over here next to the stage. Contestants and fighters, thank you for your time. We are going to continue keeping this moving. Kabutops, Coach Kabutops, thank you for your time. Let's try to continue to keep the fire burning a bit. I've already dropped ash. No pun intended. On the towel here. Ooh, I'm burning my own finger. Hold on. Let me move this over here. Let's continue to keep the fire burning here. Not only are we saging the space, but we are having a ceremonial retirement for Phoenix Feather. Now, all right, what we've all been waiting for. We've announced the promotional companies. We've announced the coaches, all each representing and intersecting representation for each of these fighters and contestants, but we didn't announce the groups. So again, going to announce the groups. I have the notes with me. Over the weeks and over the days, I will announce. Maybe I'll put up polls to see if you have a choice of who will win. Definitely want to go live with this. I definitely want to go live with these. But again, let's hold on. Get ready for this. Let me move this stuff over. I have all my notes here for this. Representing Group A, the 4 contestants going against each other, round robin style in Group A. Yellow Night Lance, 480 Orb. Pink Unicorn Sting, 380 Flat. Blue Phoenix Wing, 960 Unite. Orange Terrace Wing, 480 Ball. These are your contestants that would be going against each other in Group A. Again, not to pick favorites, but just as a simple announcer here. Again, Phoenix Wing is favored to come out on top on this, but seeing the lineup, I would say Unicorn Sting could be the sleeper here. I don't know if Unicorn Sting could do well against Terra's Wing, though. Terra's Wing is ran on a 480 ball. The stamina rounds and the spin finishes might build up against that. Let's see. Unicorn Sting is on a 380 flat. The height it could possibly burst. Like I said, the flat gives it some attack. Yeah, I agree, your boy. I agree. I have to give it to Blue Phoenix Wing. Again, it's not the painted ones. I do believe the painted ones add a little more weight. This Blue Phoenix Wing is actually, you know, it's funny. I actually had this in my deck, and then I swapped it out for Drawn Sword, and that was the one. That was the tournament I won, which is funny. So that I only put Blue Phoenix Wing in this pile because it kind of failed me on that tournament, and then it might actually win this tournament, which is funny. Anyway, yeah, Blue Phoenix Wing is favored here. Well, let me move some stuff over. Oh crap! Drop the Pokemon. Yeah, this is Group A. Really? Hold on. Is there also different modes? I never thought about that. Are there different modes for the Blue Phoenix Wing as well? I feel like there has to be. Could be wrong, but I feel like there has to be. Yes, people, this is Group A. Take your bets. No, we don't promote gambling. Never mind. Do not take your bets. Just yeah. I will make an announcement for this too. Oh, it's only mold one. Everyone has I don't. I need to double check because I think I showed someone mine, my red one, I should say, and I wanted to know if it was a 3. Someone said I had a 2. I was a little disappointed, but I was like, it's fine. Because if anything, I'll just run Silver Wolf. If I next tournament. A lot of these tournaments are on Sundays now, which suck. So I'm like, dang, I work on Sundays. Oh, whoops. The Saturday ones I'll be sure to come out to. Cody Dragon Lane, you know, um, unofficial announcement here, but real life announcement. Cody Dragon Lane will be having a burst tournament in Bremerton, February 1st. I plan to go out there. I plan to catch a ferry and support Cody Dragon Lane, one of our good friends in the Pacific Northwest Beyblade community. I want to represent him. I don't have any burst stuff to bring, but I will. I will film everyone. I just want to film the event because I like vlogging that shit. Here we go. Oh, sorry. If it is Mold 3, that'll be dope. Because everyone wants Mold 3. Everyone wants Mold 3. But like if they can get it in blue. Matter of fact, if it's the blue and green one, like the Seahawks wing, that'll be dope. Seahawks Phoenix would be dope. I wonder if that'll happen though. I wonder if they'll do that. Carrying on to Group B, your contestants and fighters fighting against each other round robin style in Group B. These 4 blades here. Oh crap. Again, I can't make this up. Cannot make this up. Driger on a 380 gear flat. Excuse me. Red Phoenix Feather on a 480 gear needle. Dronzer on a 980 taper. Wise Tiger on a 270 low flat. Again, 2 tigers and 2 birds. Can't make this up for Group B. I don't know who's favored here. I would love to say Phoenix Feather is actually favored, but Wise Tiger on a 270 low flat, I seem to like a little more. I've never really actually tested it, but who knows? That seems to be the one. I mean, I want to say Driger just because I was given one as a gift, so I want to root for Driger, but I don't know. I don't know who wins this one out of this 4. This is a really interesting, excuse me, really interesting matchup between these 4. Money's on Wise Tiger as the favorable one. Again, I'm going to put up these polls at some point later, hopefully. Yeah, there's really no telling. Group B contestants, thank you for being present. We look forward to seeing you guys. Excuse me, let me move these things over. Look forward to seeing you guys in the upcoming tournament. Thank you all for your time. Representing out of Group C, the 4 contestants fighting each other round robin style. Blue Dran Dagger on a 380 gear point. Purple Night Shield on a 380 needle. Orange Hell's Hammer, Red Hell's Hammer, either way, on a 270 Accel. Blue Vibratel on a 580 flat. Drawn Dagger probably shouldn't be doubted here, if we're being honest. The 380 helps. The gear point, I think, helps. I like it in terms of offense. Will it be outspinned? Probably a few times. Hell's Hammer, maybe. Accel, I feel like, doesn't help anyone. The fact that it's on 270 Accel kind of seems to make it worse, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's no telling. The cell might actually help it. The 270 just throws me off. Viper Tail on a 580 white flat might be the sleeper here. I hate that I'm sleeping on this Night Shield, but hey, they're not that great. But again, it's ran on a 380 needle. Gives it a bit more height. Gives it a lot of height, actually. Might not work in its favor, especially against a drawn dagger. These are your contestants representing fighting out of Group C. Thank you for your time. Let's move on. Make sure my mic is still on. Jeez, hold on. Surprised my phone's not dying yet. That's good. That's a good sign. There you go. Let's move on. Contestants fighting out of Group D. Yeah, we just did see. Fighting out of Group D. Interesting group here. Green Yell Kong on a 470 gear point. Excuse me, let me double check here. Because the note seems messed up. Yes, 470. No, sorry. 470 point. Blue Hell's Chain on a 180 gear ball. Rhino Horn on a 360 gear ball. Draciel on a 460 hexa. This is interesting. I feel like, excuse me, the only one that has the offensive bit might be the Yell Kong on the point. We have 2 gear balls and 1 hexa. A lot of stamina blades. Hell's Chain is probably, I would like to say it's offense more than it is balance. But the gear ball is, and well, the 180 is going to give it that tilt. So I don't know if I'm a fan of that in the long run. But hey, if it works, it works. Graciel on Hexa, I think, is the sleeper here. Graciel on Hexa might pull a Mayweather and just go the distance and just straight survive. I think it just straight survives. I don't know about if it's knocking anything over with the 460 Hexa. I think it has too many attack points. It's relying on defense a little too much. The gear ball on Rhino Horn. Rhino Horn's not always the best. But, I mean, I actually know a dude who has a really dope Rhino Horn setup. I'm not even gonna spoil it. I keep shouting this guy out. And I hope he shows up to the tournament soon so he can just smoke people with a Rhino Horn. Because his Rhino Horn was really good. That's not the contestant here. Excuse me, contestant. Forgive me. These are your contestants for Group D upcoming tournament. Thank you for your time. Let's keep it pushing. Let's move on. Ooh, wrong one. Okay. Next contestants out of Group E. They're all very intimidating. Very intimidating looking. Orange Wizard Arrow on a 380 Cyclone. Black Sphinx Cowl on a 480 flat. Red Hell Scythe on a 360 taper. White Wyvern Gale on a 360 needle. Hell Scythe, what is the setup here? 360 taper seems to be the one that would be favored here, but the fact that Sphinx Cowl is on a 480 flat, I like the odds here. I like that. I don't remember the weight of Sphinx Cowl, but I'm betting on that opposed to a Hell Scythe. But Hell Scythe, I wouldn't doubt. Wizard Arrow can surprise people at any point, but 380 Cyclone maybe isn't the best setup for it. Cyclone maybe for Arrow, but I've seen different setups. I don't want to spoil, certain people in our community's setups for Wizard Arrow, but we had one, one organizer who had a Wizard Arrow that I don't want to spoil it, but it was tearing things up. Really good. Yeah, this is kind of a in the air kind of a thing here. I don't really know who wins this one. Oh, there we go. 20% battery notification, and it's fine. We're getting close to the end anyway. Contestants, thank you. These are your representatives of Group E. Let's carry on. Oh, I grabbed the wrong. What the hell? Hold on. Wrong bag. Technical difficulties on my end. 1 second. Yeah. Also, realistically, I probably should go live on There's specific days where I should go. Thursday and Friday is probably the best. And then actually, strangely enough, I think weekends too. But it's just like my timing is like most people are asleep right now. I was hoping some random international people would show up, but they're all doing shit. Oh, hold on, did I do this wrong? There we go. Let's see. Group F. Your upcoming contestants for Group F. Really interesting. Here we have Yellow Wizard Arrow on a 080 low flat. Yellow Terror's Wing on a 580 needle. Shark Edge on a 380 gear flat. And Tusk Mammoth on a 380 taper. I favor the Shark Edge and the Mammoth here. I think there's something about these two that if they score well, they can show up in the playoffs later down the line. And yeah, I just think they have to score well against their own respective opponents, even against themselves. I really like those two. Both on 380 is interesting, but the gear flat on Shark Edge literally gives it an edge. I don't know. It's something about it that like I feel like will help. But we'll see how that plays out. You are going against a Wizard Arrow. 080 might, the low flat might give it some good combat there. The taper for Tusk Mammoth, I like the idea of. So yeah, we will see how this plays out. We shall see. Thank you again to our contestants representing Group F. Let's move on. You like gear flat too? Yeah, you know what? I think it's gonna work well. I almost feel like the green shark edge is favored in that one. Not to pick favorites, but hey, gotta love shark edge. Coming up in Group G. Group G. This is really an interesting one. 10-second showman, yes. Super low stamina, right? Representing Group G, Green Hell Scythe on a 360 taper. Shark Edge on a 480 orb. Purple Shark Edge, excuse me, on a 480 orb. The Light Leon Claw on 380 spike. The Red Wyvern Gale 360 quake. This is a very wild card kind of matchup here. Hell Scythe on 360 taper seems to be the most favored one in terms of like it'll hold its own as much as it'll probably spin finish when it needs to. Purple Shark Edge on the 480 orb. It's like if it doesn't work out in the end, it's gonna rely on stamina. But even then, it's like the orb isn't the best stamina bit. Lightly on Claw on the 380 spike. I don't know about that one. I don't know if I trust the tilt towards the end, but even worse on the tilt, I don't know if I trust Red Wyvern Gale on 360 Quake. Red Wyvern Gale didn't score that well in the last exhibition tournament that we had. Came in 7th and only became 8th behind Phoenix Feather, who bursted a whole bunch of times and was forced to retire. So Red Wyvern Gale, if it doesn't do well in this with this 360 Quake, see the 360 will keep things intact. It won't necessarily burst, but the Quake, it might give it. I would prefer Quake on a Shark, obviously. I would even prefer Quake on a Wise Tiger or something like that. A Hell's Chain, a Hell's Scythe. I don't know about this setup. We'll see. It's really funky. I hope it's not a one-sided tournament for that bracket in G. But hey, contestants, fighters, thank you for your time. Let's carry on. Oh, there we go. The next contestants are representing Group H. Group H. I actually like this one. This is really interesting. Blades alone, they're pretty good. Megatron on a 380 gear ball. Blue Shinobi Shadow on a 480 flat. Blue Drawn Sword on a 580 dot. Dark Leon Claw, 380 point. These are your contestants for Group H. Okay, alone, these 4 blades are pretty dope in their own rights. Like, you could probably form a deck out of these. You know what I mean? Like, you could pick 3 out of these 4, you could probably create a deck. I don't know about these iffy ratchets. 380 is on Megatron, 480 on Shinobi Shadow. Ah, that's iffy, right? 580 on a Drawn Sword. No one's really recommending that, but who knows? 380 on a Leon Claw. I mean, a 3, sure, but an 80, maybe you'd want to go to 60. The point, though, on Leon Claw, the point is the bit on that. The dot on Drawn Sword is going to be really interesting. Dot is a very underrated bit. Flat on Shinobi Shadow. I like that, though. The 480, I don't know if I'm a fan of, obviously. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. The Gear Ball on Megatron. Um, that was my when it came down to the faded partner bait, I got a 180. What the hell did I get? Megatron 180 gear ball. That's what I got. And 380 gear ball. I mean, I guess it's better. It's a little more balanced, right? So yeah, sure. Um, yeah, these are your 4 contestants from Group H, representing Group H. Contestants and fighters, thank you for your time. Let's move on to the final group. The last 4 contestants. All right. Last 4 contestants. Here we go. Representing Group I, the 9th and final group. Here we have Orange Dran Dagger on a 380 Cyclone. Crimson Garuda on a 460 low flat. Blue Night Shield on a 380 ball. And White Sphinx Cowl on a 470 ball. So we have 2 stamina bits represented in this one. So we'll see how this plays out. But they are on a, so let's see, White Sphinx Cowl and a Blue Night Shield. That's interesting. I mean, they, in my eyes, they're defensive types, and you're adding a stamina bit. So these might be long matches between the 2, especially between the 2. I do enjoy the Crimson Garuda on a low flat. The 460, it's going to be a very volatile fight in moments like that. 380 Cyclone on Orange Dran Dagger. That's a really interesting setup. I think it's really weird, but hey, Dran Dagger on a Cyclone seems like something is going to be brewing there. Not to pick favorites. I'm just saying there's something there, and I don't want to overlook. Don't want to overlook it. You know, Drawn Dagger might be the favored one here. Crimson Garuda probably shouldn't be overlooked. The other 2, more or less, could just win their matches off of stamina. Just straight spin finishes. A win is a win. A win is a win. But hey, contestants and fighters, thank you for your time. And there you have it. Anyone interested in these tournaments? There are going to be 9 groups of 4. Those are your 9 groups of 4. That's what it will look like. Excuse me, let me move this. Let me organize my things here. That is your 9 groups of 4. These tournaments, hopefully, I don't know if I'll get them started tomorrow. Maybe, no promises. Maybe Thursday. What is today? Tuesday night. Wait, what time is it? Oh shoot, it's Wednesday already. 12. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to doing. Again, whoever ends up being the best of 4 will advance. There will be 9 people advancing, and then there will be 3 with the top scores and the top finishes. So whoever has the most over finishes or the most extreme finishes, that will be accounted for on top of like the best score. because you know how it goes. Like, someone could lose a match, or they can have a winning match that is like 6 points, and then the last thing they do is an extreme finish, which will count as a 9 for their score, even though they're not making it to the playoffs or finals. But again, these all get tallied anyway, so they might make it. But the next 3 will show up too. But again, I'm working out the logistics as I go. Like, realistically, I'm really working that out. So there will be the 4, and then we'll do another. I might keep it to 4. 4 is more manageable. 4 is a a lot more manageable tournament, you know. But again, we have these 9 groups. That's the thing. We have these 9 groups here, and then I will have maybe 9th place go against the, whoever ends up being in the 9th seed will go against the top 3 that didn't make the cut. Give those people a fighting chance. You know, why not? This is our retired young veteran who lost by multiple bursts in the past exhibition, the 8 Beyblade mini tournament, part of the package opening. Phoenix Feather in the second day. Straight getting smoked. Straight getting smoked. There goes my 10% battery mark. Who gives a damn? Let the phone die as long as we get the recordings. Maybe I should get the charger later. But hey, those are our 9 groups of 4. Again, anyone who is going to rewatch this, or anyone who is rewatching this, hopefully you fast forwarded through all of the logistics. The battles will happen soon. This is just the ceremonial stuff. This is just all press conference. We have to get this out the way, make sure everything's there, let you guys know what's going on, let you guys know that the bottom fighters, more than likely, the bottom contestants, the bottom blades, will probably leave their coach. If think about it, it's 36 blades. If you're ranked 36, more than likely your promotional company is dropping you, and more than likely you're leaving your coach, and you're looking for a better setup for ratchets and bits. So we'll see who ends up being the rotation or not. I sure wouldn't want to find out. Excuse me. Let me look at the crowd here. Windows open still. What the hell's going on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do have 8 blades that are like kind of just on standby, and they might enter the rotation at any point. 2 blue drawn daggers, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But hey man, let the chips fall where they may. And with that being said, Black Phoenix Feather might re-participate as well. So shout out to Black Phoenix Feather. Hey man, keep the ceremonial sage burning for you. Good luck on your future endeavors. We're also going to find out which promotional companies end up being the best, over time, which coaches will be deemed the best over time. Will all be proven in the arena soon. Hey man, appreciate you guys checking in. This is the live. Battery is dying. We will get into these tournaments soon. These tournaments will be quick for contestants, so it's nothing but if I'm doing the math correctly, 6 matches. Let me look at my sheet. That's only 6 matches per bracket. You have 4 contestants there. If we did the 6, it would have been 15 matches. That's why it took so damn long. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah, we did 8 last time, so that was took a long time, man. But hey, we will get to that soon. I have my notes here. I'll flash them real quick. Bam. That's like half of them, I guess, because I don't know how much of that got into the whatever. All my notes are here, and I will create a second page of notes of like who's winning the brackets themselves, who's winning those brackets, and the points that go with it. But yeah, man, we're gonna be ranking these guys. We'll see what ends up happening. Hey, you guys have a good night wherever you're from. If it's daytime over there. If you're watching this in the daytime, if you're playing the playback, I'm hoping you fast forwarded through it because it was a lot to go through. But yeah, look forward to these tournaments soon. Appreciate everyone that dropped in and out. Just your boy, of course, always shouting you out. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, there you have it. See you guys later. Peace.